Good day, grade 7 learners. This is TV Eskwela, brought to you by DepEd Davao de Oro, committed to bringing you quality education in the new normal setting. I am Teacher Faith Virtucio Fonacier from Nabunturan National Comprehensive High School, Nabunturan West District, your learning companion for English 7, Quarter 3, Module 2. How are you today? Great! Are you ready for today's session? That's fantastic! But before we head on to our topic, I want you to get your necessary things such as your ball pen, your self-learning module for week 2, notebook for your note-taking, and your dictionary. Are you ready? I can virtually sense the excitement in you. What are we waiting for? Let's get started. I have here pictures. Which among the pictures means come here? Very good. How about I don't know? You are correct. How about good? Splendid. These are some of the common gestures we usually use in oral communication. Do you know that there are appropriate gestures or behaviors that we should use in talking to other people personally or in giving public speeches or instructions? You heard it right. And today, I will help you discover those because our topic for this episode is using appropriate oral language, stance, and behavior. After going through our Week 2 module, you are expected to: number 1, identify the appropriate stance and behavior in delivering a message. And number 2, use appropriate stance and behavior in making a reaction video. But before we head on to our lesson proper, I want you to look at your scores obtained from the pre-test found in pages 1 to 2 of your Week 2 self-learning module entitled Let Us Try. Do not worry, because this test will not be recorded. This is to test your stored knowledge about our topic. However, you are reminded to be honest in answering and checking your answer. Because as always, honesty is the best policy. How did it go? What's your score? If you got the perfect score of 4, that indicates that you master your skills in identifying the appropriate oral language, stance, and behavior. If you got 2 to 3, that indicates that you need to learn more in mastering your skills in identifying the appropriate oral language, stance, and behavior. If you got 0 to 1, that means you need to watch today's lesson attentively in order to improve your knowledge about identifying the appropriate oral language, stance, and behavior. Now, let us proceed. Please flip through page 2 of your self-learning module. Let us study. I want you to read the text entitled Everyday Heroes and find out who the heroes are and what gestures you make in connection to them. After which, you are to write your responses in the table found on page 3. Please read along with me. Everyday heroes. Traffic jams bring about everyday heroes. When traffic enforcers go missing and intersections come at a bind, there is usually that one, raise pointer finger, man who steps out of his car and begins navigating traffic. He may be in a suit, raise both hands at chest level, then slowly bring them down to hips. Sometimes he's a bystander, raise one hand, palm up, in rags who steps in to unclog the streets. then goes about his merry way once the knots are undone. There's the taxi driver, extend arm, palm up, and point to the window, who sees us struggling with a stalled car. Without hesitation, shake head, he helps us out with our engine and brings our car back to life. No, raise pointer finger and move from side to side. Payment is required and he even refuses it. We drive away, thankful for the kindness of strangers, and resolve, straighten back, to pay it forward. The task that you have just accomplished exposed you to some common gestures and proper postures which help people understand better the message that someone is delivering. Now that you already have a grasp about common gestures and stance, you are to undergo a series of activities that will help you improve your speaking skills, and you will discover more about delivering messages or giving information properly. Appropriate oral language stance and behavior makes all the difference between a boring conversation and an engaging one. It influences the meaning of a speaker's message. According to Smith in 2019, stance can be defined as the attitude that the writer has towards the topic of his or her message. The stance that you take will greatly determine the tone of your message and the words that you choose. Oral language stance and behavior can be broken down into 5 categories. 1. Facial expressions. 2. Eye contact. 3. Posture. 4. Gestures. And 5. Position and movement. Let us talk about facial expressions first. According to Frank in 2012, facial expressions are primary means of conveying messages between humans. It is responsible for communicating not only thoughts or ideas, but also emotions. The most important thing to consider when using facial expression in giving information is to make sure that you use your face at all. Do not give a blank face to your audience. Open your eyes wider, raise your eyebrows a little, and remember to smile often. If your facial expressions are in line with the tone of your words, then the information you are presenting will be clearer and engaging. Next, let us proceed with the eye contact. It is believed that the eyes are the windows to a person's soul. And according to Wyatt in 2014, eye contact is the most powerful means of communicating confidence and conviction. The strategic eye contact has the power to change how people think of you. There are 3 general tips in using eye contact appropriately. Number 1, have eye contact with everyone in the audience. Number 2, show your audience that you are not afraid to make eye contact. Number 3, avoid staring at someone by keeping your gazes moving. And those are the simple tips of how to use your eyes in oral communication. Let us move on with posture. What is posture? Posture is defined as the attitude assumed by the body to maintain stability. Proper posture plays a huge part in so many ways. It helps you to stay calm, look confident, and breathe easily. Here are some tips in using posture in speaking. Number 1, heads up and don't slouch. Number 2, feel relaxed during presentation. Number 3, adapt your posture according to your audience. And 4, have an open and communicative posture. This time, let us go ahead and talk about gestures. According to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, gestures mean the movement of the body that expresses an idea. Gestures are like happy medium of transferring messages. Common gestures include waving, pointing, and using fingers to indicate numeric amounts. Here are some tips in using gestures in communication. Number 1, be fluid or smooth in using hand gestures. Number 2, use gestures purposefully in explaining important points. Number 3, your gestures should look relaxed and natural. Finally, let us proceed to the last category of oral language stance, the position and movement. According to Dlugon, in 2018, it is the largest physical movement that you can make. It draws attention to the most important parts of your speech. Purposeful body movement complements your message and adds authenticity to your overall delivery. Here are some benefits of using proper position and movement when speaking. Number 1, it reinforces your message. Number 2, it increases your ability to connect with your audience. Number 3, it gets the attention of your audience. Number 4, it drives away nervousness. And number 5, it keeps your energy and enthusiasm. Now here are the body movement to avoid. Number 1, hands on hips. Number 2, hands on chin. Number 3, crossing your arms. Number 4, swaying back and forth. Number 5, tripping over. Moreover, here are the appropriate body movement and position. Stand firm. Lean forward when delivering important lines. Pivot your body to indicate conversation. And those are the 5 different categories of oral language stance. We have facial expressions, eye contact, posture, gestures, position, and movement. This time, let us put your understanding of the discussion into test. Please flip through page 6 of your module for our next activity. In this task, you are to read the list of some examples of postures and bodily gestures that influence how your listeners understand your message when you are speaking. Number 1, stand with confidence. Number 2, crossing your arms. Number 3, hands in your pocket. Number 4, face your audience with your hands on the side with your chin up. Number 5, 2 hands cupped in front of your chest. Number 6, hand on chin. Number 7, hands on hips. Number 8, use your hands to emphasize or reinforce your message when speaking. Number 9, stand firm. Number 10, lean forward when delivering important lines. After which, try to distinguish the appropriate behavior from the non-appropriate stance by completing the matrix that follows. After accomplishing the task, let us crystallize your learning by answering the next activity. Let us practice more on page 7. Here is what you are going to do. In column A are the list of most effective gestures that emphasize and reinforce your message when speaking. Try to analyze each and match them with their meaning in column B. Column A. Number 1. Clapping your hands to make your audience also clap. Number 2. Acting as if you are falling to describe that you fell face first into the water. Number 3. Shrugging the shoulders to show that you don't know. Number 4. Shaking your fist to show you are serious. Making an okay or victory sign with your fingers. Column B. Letter A. Emphasize the point you are making. Letter B. Suggest something. Letter C. Describe. Letter D. Prompt. After answering this task, I want you to put into words your learning about our topic. Please look at the next task on pages 7 to 8. Let us remember. Directions. Write down what you have learned in this lesson by supplementing the necessary information needed. Question number 1. What are the elements of oral language stance and behavior? Again, what are the elements of oral language stance and behavior? Question number 2. What is the importance of using appropriate oral language stance and behavior in delivering information? Again, what is the importance of using appropriate oral language stance and behavior in delivering information? Finally, let us assess your learning by answering this 5-item test. Please continue on page 8. Let us assess. Directions. Choose the letter of the correct answer. Number 1. This refers to the most powerful means of communicating confidence and conviction. Again, this refers to the most powerful means of communicating confidence and conviction. Letter A. Posture. Letter B. Eye contact. Letter C. Body movement. Number 2. The attitude assumed by the body to maintain stability is called. Again, the attitude assumed by the body to maintain stability is called. Letter A. Posture. Letter B. Eye contact. Letter C. Body movement. Number 3. Which of the following is or are primary means of conveying messages between humans? Again, which of the following is or are primary means of conveying messages between humans? Letter A. Posture. Letter B. Eye contact. Letter C. Facial expressions. Number 4. Which of the following is not an appropriate body movement and position? Again, which of the following is not an appropriate body movement and position? Letter A. Stand firm. Letter B. Lean forward when delivering important lines. Letter C. Swaying back and forth. Number 5. The following are body movements to avoid, except. Again, the following are body movements to avoid, except. Letter A. Hands on hips. Letter B. Hands on chin. Letter C. Stand firm. I hope you got all the correct answers in our assessment. You may peek through the answer keys on page 10 for the checking of your answers, as well as for some of the activities you have undertaken in this module. This time, let us go ahead to our enhancement activity. Please continue on page 8. Let us enhance. Directions for activity 1. Watch viral news on TV. Share your observations on the reporter's postures and bodily gestures. Explain the effects of such actions on understanding the speaker's message. Directions for Activity 2. Make a reaction video to the viral news that you have watched. Make sure to use appropriate oral language, stance, and behavior. Please be guided by the following criteria for evaluation. Clarity of voice, articulation and pronunciation, 5 points. Facial expression, 5 points. Posture, 5 points. Screen presence, confidence and conviction, 5 points. Position and body movement, 5 points. Total, 25 points. To finally finish this module, you are to answer the last task. Let us reflect on page 9. Directions. Write a simple journal or reflection on your journey through this lesson by completing the blank space provided. And this covers our English 7 Quarter 3 Module 2. Class on the air today. If you encounter any difficulty in answering the tasks in this module, do not hesitate to consult your teacher or facilitator. Always keep in mind that you are not alone. We hope that through this material, you will experience meaningful learning and gain deep understanding of the relevant competencies. You can do it! This has been Teacher Faith Virtucio Fonacier from Nabunturan National Comprehensive High School, Nabunturan West District. See you next episode, and remember, dito sa TV Eskwela, sa pag-aaral, sama-sama. Bye-bye!